Hello and welcome to iNurture videos. In this video, we will discuss how to create a website using Visual Studio. After completing this video, you will be able to describe the steps to create a website using Visual Studio. Let us see the procedure for creating a website in Visual Studio. For that, open one of the existing web applications in Visual Studio. If no web application exists yet, create a new one through Visual Studio by opting File, New Project. Choosing an ASP.NET web application, declaring the folder for the solution, and then select Model View Controller application. Now let us construct a new web project. Here, first build a web project with Visual Studio and a web app with Azure App Service. For that, open Visual Studio 2015. Click on File, New Project. Then in the New Project dialog box, click on Visual C# Web ASP.NET Web Application. As the target framework, we have to make sure that the .NET Framework 4.5.2 is chosen. Azure Application Insights checks the user's web application for usage, availability, and performance. The Add Application Insights to Project checkbox is chosen by default at the first time when the user creates a web project after installing Visual Studio. They can uncheck it if they don't want to try Application Insights. Enter the name for application as My Example and then click on OK. Select the Change Verification or Authentication tab after selecting the MVC template of the dialog box of ASP.NET project. In the Change Authentication dialog box, select No Authentication option and then click on OK to proceed. This starts the web application while deploying a simple app that does not require a user login. In the Microsoft Azure dialog box, select Host in the Cloud App Service is selected from the drop-down list. This setting through Visual Studio creates an Azure web application for our web project. Finally, click on OK. Let us summarize what we have learned in this video. To build a web project with Visual Studio and a web app with Azure App Service, certain steps have to be followed. Azure Application Insight checks the user's web application for usage, availability, and performance. Thank you for watching this video.